Hi, mic check, everybody. Wait for it to come through on the stream. Make sure that mic check works. Check, check. If anyone can hear me, just say something in the chat so that I know we've got all of our tech working over here.
That was not coming through on the YT, like on the YouTube live stream that we could see.
Okay. Hmm.
Oh, there's a massive delay.
Okay, yep. Someone can hear me. Okay, thanks.
Yes, I
Okay,
heard
yep.
you
The Facebook people can hear us. Great. Okay, so that means there's a little bit of a lag, but we will just deal with that. Alright, so turn off stream starting shortly. So hello everyone, my name is Anthony Redgrave. I'm one of the founding board members of the Tdor Task Force. That's my parrot Annie in the background and my dog bumping my computer desk, but we're all just gonna bear with us all together and make it happen. So here we are. Tonight is the Transgender Day of Remembrance. Every year we meet together to honor the lives of trans people who have passed away prematurely in the past year. Um, as the Transdo Task Force, we focus primarily on unidentified individuals or missing persons, so our reading of the list is that of people who uh, were reported without their names in the media or were unidentified, or people who were previously missing that we have assisted in some way in the missing persons case but were unfortunately found deceased. As we all know, last night there was a great tragedy in Colorado Springs at Club Q, and we are going to be holding space for the victims and their families as well as the people on our own Tdor list. So, that being said, with us today we also have the Veldstras, who are in charge of the LAMP database, the LGBTQ Accountability for Missing and Murdered Persons database, who have assisted in putting this together and will have time to speak as well. And we also have a friend and poet, Bran Keene, who's going to share a poem at the end. At the end of this vigil, there will be time for... There'll be a short break for reflection, and then if anyone wants to come at around 9 p.m. Eastern, we're going to be opening up a space for peer support and processing of all of our feelings from this day. And if you're interested in coming, please send a message to the Facebook page for the link, and
Message on any social media.
or any social media, because we're all over the place, and we'll monitor that and make sure you get the link. So I'm going to start off with a short invocation to set the mood, and we will continue from there. Divine Architect of the universe, who designed all of us with variation of form, function, and aesthetic that confounds mortal comprehension, we come before you this night in solemn remembrance of your children, whose return home to you came too soon. Though we may not know their names, they are our family, and we mourn them as our family. Creator of all, we praise and uplift our fallen siblings on this night, and see what beautiful creations you have made, and mourn the vandalism of such beauty. We pray for their safe passage to their places of glory, and thank you for preserving us so that we may preserve their memory. Amen, and so mote it be. At this time, we're going to take a short moment of silence for the for those at Club Q who have passed. I'm going to mute for a moment and we will continue from there. Okay, thank you for that moment, everyone. At this time, I would like to pass the mic over to the Veldstras, who will be reading our list. And I need to switch over to our slides. Just a moment.
Have them introduce themselves.
Yep, I'd like you two to introduce yourselves as well, if you don't mind, however you feel comfortable.
Thank you, Anthony. Yes, we are the Veldstras. We are deeply involved with the community in a variety of ways, and we are honored to help host this vigil tonight.
That's Andre, and I am Victor, and we will be shortly reading the names of the unidentified victims that have been reported over the past year.
Thank you very much. Are you ready to begin?
Yes, we are.
Okay. Just before we start, I just want everyone to know that this does occasionally involve violent content, as we are recounting ways in which members of our community have been lost to us. If at any point anyone feels uncomfortable, you're welcome to shut off the stream and leave. That will not prohibit you from coming to join us later for peer support, but please be gentle with yourselves as we continue, and don't put yourself through anything that you're not comfortable doing.
On August 8th, in Providence, Rhode Island, an unidentified person was found in a river, age unknown. On September 20th, 2021, in Willits, California, an unidentified person was found in a creek bed, age between 22 and 32. On September 3rd, October. On October 3rd, in Guatemala, a trans woman was found murdered floating in a sewage river, age 20 to 25. On October 17, in Porto Alegre, Brazil, a trans woman was found shot to death by a retired police officer, age 26. On October 21st, in Viana, Brazil, a trans woman was found beaten and strangled by 3 fellow inmates in prison, age unknown. On November 2nd, 2021, in Pune, India, a trans woman was found stunned.
What? Okay, no.
On November 9th, 2021, in Oxnard, California, an identified person was found in a canal. On November 26th, it says 21st on the slide, but it's the 26th. In Mingora, Pakistan, a trans woman died by suicide. On December 7th, 2021, in Praia Grande, Brazil, a trans woman was found stabbed to death, age 22. And on December 11, 2021, in Karachi, Pakistan, a trans woman was murdered.
On December 26th, 2021, in Rawalpindi, Pakistan, a trans woman was found stabbed and shot. On January 8th, in Karachi, Pakistan, a trans woman was found strangled, aged 30 to 35. On January 13th, 2022, in Becar, Argentina, a trans woman was found stabbed to death in her own home. She was 46. On January 17th, 2022, in Curitiba, Brazil, a trans woman was found shot to death, age 25. On January 26, 2022, in Bannu, Pakistan, a trans woman was found shot to death. On January 31st, in Porto da Folha, Brazil, a trans woman was found shot to death along with a friend who was a cisgender man, age unknown. On February 6th, in Milton Keynes, the UK, a trans boy committed suicide due to bullying at school, age 12. On February 17th, in Hillside, New Jersey, an unknown person was struck by multiple vehicles, and they're believed to be between the ages of 40 and 60. On February 25th, 2022, in Hamburg, Germany, a trans woman committed suicide while in custody in a men's prison, age 52. And on April 3rd, 2022, in Fresnillo, Mexico, a trans woman was shot to death along with a 17-year-old cisgender boy, age unknown.
On April 5th, 2022, in Jutepec, Mexico, a trans woman was found beaten to death, age 35. On April 8th, 2022, in Guadalajara, Mexico, a trans woman was found murdered in a motel room. She was 30 years old. On April 9th, in Fortaleza, Brazil, a trans woman was found strangled. On April 12th, in Ciudad Juarez, Mexico, another trans woman got strangled. On April 15, in Phnom Penh, Cambodia, a trans woman got strangled. Also on April 15, in Villa Vela, Brazil, a trans woman got shot to death. On April 22nd, in Chicago, Illinois, an unidentified person was found in a residence deceased. On May 1st, 2022, in Puri, India, a trans woman died by suicide. On May 13, in Le Mans, France, a trans boy also died by suicide, age 15. And on May 17, in Belo Horizonte, Brazil, a trans woman was found beaten and run over.
On June 1st, 2022, in Piedras Negras, Mexico, a trans woman was found deceased at an unknown cause of death. On June 18th, 2022, in Castelnau, Brazil, a trans woman was found shot to death. On June 19th, in Ecatepec, Mexico, a trans woman was found shot to death. On July 8th, in Guadalajara, Mexico, a trans woman was found deceased with an unknown cause of death. On July 22nd, 2022, in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, a trans woman was found deceased of suicide. On July 25th, 2022, in Catahoula Parish, Louisiana, an unidentified person was found in a river. On July 28th, 2022, in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, an unidentified person was found in the woods. They believe that they're age 23 to age 38. On August 8th, 2022, in Tlaquepaque, Mexico, a trans woman was found shot to death. On August 9th, 2022, in Manaus, Brazil, a trans woman was found shot to death. And on August 11th, 2022, in Paris, France, a trans woman was found stabbed to death, aged 39.
On August 14, 2022, in Reynosa, Mexico, a trans woman was found tied up and beaten to death in a canal. She was somewhere between 25 and 40 years old. On August 15th, also in Reynosa, a trans woman was found beaten and stabbed in her home, age 29. On September 6th, 2022, in Caucaia, Brazil, the trans woman was stabbed to death. And on September 23rd, in Montes Claros, Brazil, the trans woman was beaten to death in her home. And that concludes our listing.
Thank you so much for both of you for sharing that and for being willing to read these names. At this time, we're going to take a moment of silence for all of those on our list who we memorialize without their names. thank you all for sharing this moment of silence with us. So, at this time, I would like to give some space to Victor and Andre as well, if you would like to speak on some of the work that LAMP has done and some of the names that aren't on this list that we have been able to assist with.
So we have 2 people who are unidentified who we've assisted in the identification of over the past year. One is Chayina Diaz, who was found unidentified in 2021 in New York. And one was Zanaya Williams, who was found deceased at the end of 2021 and was identified in January 2022. We also were able to set up a memorial for Benji Nightingale, who was found in Boston, Massachusetts, in 2021, and who is currently still unclaimed and in a pauper's grave. And we've been unable to find next of kin from their bio family, but they were estranged from them, and the family is in Ireland, so they're unlikely to be claimed anytime soon, unfortunately. We also assisted with multiple people who were reported as missing and then were later found deceased. We assisted in the following cases. Tatiana LaBelle in Chicago, Elise Mallory, Hayden Nivea Davis, Camilla Marie Swan, Elle Cho, Tabitha Poppins, Africa Otero, Damian Frazier, Daniel Morella Roman Odifred, Princess, who was from Houston, Serena Brenneman, and Naomi, who was not out, but I spoke to a family member and they had come out within the month prior to their death, to a few people. We also assisted in a very long list of people, getting them added onto the Tdor list. Probably too many to list here, unfortunately. And several people who were listed and murdered, we've been investigating as well, including Kimball Brentwood, Jonathan Cardona, Jenny DeLeon, Martine in San Francisco in 1982, and Brazil Johnson. We also have 3 people on our list who are still missing and they're believed to be deceased, but their bodies have not been found, and that includes Jaylee in Mississippi, Kit Mora, who is an indigenous Two-Spirit person in Washington, and JC Ricks in California, and Jaylee is in Mississippi. Lastly, I want to mention the youngest person on the Tdor list this year, Alex Bastian from Quebec, Canada, who committed suicide age 10 because of being bullied at school. I think it's very important, especially looking over my list and seeing how many of the people on it were children or very young adults, to take the time to recognize how this climate of transphobia and bigotry is affecting the younger members of our community, and try and reach out and give them support wherever we can. And I also want to mention The 2 people have been named from Club Q so far as being deceased last night. One was a trans guy named Daniel Davis Aston, and one was a cisgender gay man named Derek Rump. They were both bartenders, and from what I understand, they were some of the people who stopped the gunman. And I would like to hold space for all of the people that I just read out, because the world is a sadder place without all of these wonderful people in it.
Thank you so much. We're gonna hold another moment of silence for those that were just named.
Okay.
Thank you for taking the time to hold space for these individuals as well. I would like to add again at this point that there is an invitation for anyone who is watching tonight or who watches this later, before 9 Eastern, that if you would like to attend a peer support session that we have arranged for anyone who is struggling with their feelings about not only the Trans Day of Remembrance as we anticipated, but also about the shootings last night. Whether you knew somebody who lost their life or was injured or not, this affects our entire community. We're all each other's chosen family. And anyone who's having a hard time with their grief is invited to attend from 9 Eastern to whenever we're ready to close and to process and discuss. I'd like to remind everyone that we are not mental health professionals. We are just concerned friends, and we are going to just help each other out. Please message us for the link via any of our social media platforms, and we will make sure that you get that. That being said, we're going to end this session on a more uplifting note. Our friend Bran Keene has come to share a poem that they wrote that is very suitable for the day, and I would like to invite Bran to unmute and read if they're ready.
Absolutely. Undiscovered country. When I am gone along the way between the gates of dusk, and my bones begin to turn to grey ashes in the dust, I pray my friends and lovers all will have a party, and fill the mournful halls with music light and gay, and string the silent air where once my voice did sing, with fairy lights, and golden strands of winding drunken rhythm in the night. For at the ending of our journeys we have no other choice, save the sleep from which none ever wake. But when my reddened sands run out, and my time upon the stage is done, and I glance out from twilit lands my kin may not yet tread, I hope for rhyme and passion, a din fit to wake the dead, to hear love in pouring melody under the midnight stars, and for all who care to know, they can always find me in the dance.
Thank you so much for sharing that. That's absolutely beautiful. Thank you all for coming tonight and for holding space with us. Feel free to message for the link to the peer support session after. At this point, I'm going to stop the live stream, and we're going to break for about a half an hour to just have a little time to reflect. And at 9, we will be back for the peer support session, which will not be live streamed. That will be private. So please message for the link. Thank you all for coming, and I hope that you have a good rest of your night, and be kind to yourself. Do something to uplift and heal yourselves at this time. Thank you all.